Okay. Are you able to see now? Okay, cool. Fine. Chalo, let's get started off. So today we will talk about, so in the previous sessions we discussed about types of operators, right? So I have given a task as well to the people who have not completed it. I have shared the code in the WhatsApp. It's pretty simple. So let me zoom a bit. Okay. So last time we discussed about different types of operators like arithmetic and ternary operators and also bitwise operator and operator or operator. Many things we discussed. So today what we will do is we're gonna just try to understand what is a unary operator. Okay, what is a unary operator? For that, let us take an example and let us define such a way. Okay, so let me create a static method. Let me first thing is I'll turn off the copilot. Mm, see, okay, public static void. So we are discussing about unary operators. So no need to create new class again. You guys can do the same thing what you have done. Okay, let me admit someone else. Okay, good. So what is unary operator and how it works? Let us try to understand. So in unary operator, we the main I'll discuss about the one that is mostly used. Okay, one is increment, pre-increment. This is your pre-increment. This is your post-increment. Okay, again you can use increment operator. So this is used to increase the value. Let me so no need to get afraid. I'll give you one example, you understand. So this is your increment operator. So increment is nothing but you can use this operator to increase the value of a given integer by 1. Similarly, we have decrement operator, that is nothing but double minus. Okay, double minus. So this is your decrement operator. Okay, this is used to reduce the value of a given integer by 1. For example, if you are using increment operator for value 10, it will be 11. For example, if you are using decrement operator for 10, it will be 9. So it is used to just add 1 or remove 1. If you want to add 1, use increment operator. If you want to remove 1, then use decrement operator. So if this was that simple, I wouldn't have discussed about this much, but we have something. So this is the most commonly used interview question. So let me see that. Okay, so we have two things again, so pre-increment and post-increment. Okay, again in increment operator we have two things. Let me write below this itself. There is something called pre-increment and the other thing is, let me, okay, the other thing is post increment. So as the name itself is self-explanatory, right? Pre in the sense first add the value of 1. Post increment is what is that? Take the value and add the value next. Okay, we will take one example, we will understand it better. This is the most commonly asked entry questions most of the times. Okay. Mm. So this is a post. Similarly in decrement we have pre-decrement and post-decrement. Okay, so how to define a pre-increment operator? For example, assume that your value int x is equals to 10. Assume that there is a variable where there is a local variable. Why I'm telling it as local variable? Because it is declared inside the method. Yes or no? Because this is declared inside the method. For that reason, I am calling it as local variable. Okay, so as and when needed I'll be getting these guys into the picture. Okay, now super. So if you want to define a pre-increment, if you want to define a pre-increment. What you need to do is just give plus plus then x. This is how you need to define your pre-increment operator. For post increment, just first give the value, then this thing. Similarly, for pre-decrement, minus minus x. We'll run the example, you'll understand it. And this thing is post decrement. So this is how you need to declare a post decrement if you want to use post decrement. Now let us try to understand how it works. If you are just writing, I'm just printing. Now let us see the magic. Okay, first thing is I am printing x. Okay, directly I am not adding any values, I am printing x. Now okay, why I'm not getting any output? Anyone can help me out, guys? Make it fast. Very good, guys. Very good, very good. So do I need to create a object for this? Why? Is it so? Let me. Now your statement is still true, but why it is throwing an error? The return type is there. This is the return type. Return type is void. Very good. Uh, Come on, guys. You need to be active. Okay, cool. So, for a static method, no need to create an object. That is what we remember, right? Assume that this is a non-static method. What you need to do? You need to create a object for the class. Yes or no? Obj is equals to new this thing. Okay, now you need to call it as obj dot. Okay, so if it is a non-static method, create a object for that class and call it. Okay, cool, forget about it. So now I have created a method. Let me run it. So it is pretty obvious that the answer is 10 because you have taken the x value as 10 and you are printing the value as 10. Now let us see what will happen if we are using this operator. So first thing is I am printing x, then I am adding 1 to that. Now what I'm doing is again I am printing x. Now I am adding value 1 to that. But what will happen? System will print x first, but for the next time the value of x is 11. I'll tell you what will happen. See, at line number 17 it is printing 10. At line number 18 it is still printing 10, but in the backend the value of x is now 11. How, Zakir? Let me do one thing. Let me print x again. That's it, right? I'll get to know. Okay, let me run it out. See, what this is doing is first it will print the value, then in the backend it will add 1 to that. So that is a beauty of post increment post. So first to take the value, then add 1 to that. So for that reason, if you are printing x for the next time, you are getting it as 11. So now I'm using again x plus plus. Okay, now type in the answers. What will be the output of this? Think about. So first it is printing 10, then again it is printing 10, but in the back end it is adding the value of this thing. Now what is the value? Now what is the value? Make it fast, guys. Type in the answers. If you are able to do it perfectly, it's nothing but you guys have cracked one interview question. This is the most commonly asked interview question. So think in this way. First, what happened in the first two lines? What happened in the third line? Now tell me what is the answer of this. Make it fast. Okay. So now let us see. So what is the value of x is here? It is 10. Okay. That is good. Here x value is 10, but the x value got updated to 11 in the background because you are adding 1 after printing. So first you have printed 10, but in the backend you have updated the value to 11. Okay, now what is the value of x? It is 11, so you are directly printing 11. Here again you are using an increment operator. The value of x now is 11, but have updated it to 12 because you are adding 1 to that. So now my answer, I'm expecting the answer should be 10, 10, 11, 11. Let me check it out once. Okay, see, 10, 10, 11, 11. So don't get confused, guys. Read the code as it is. First thing is line number 17. I am directly printing X. So I'm not writing the other value. See here, I am not writing the other value. Next thing is 18th line. So I am printing 10. So what is the value of 10? Previously it was 10. So I have printed 10. But what I'm doing is I am adding 1 to that. So I am incrementing 1. So the now you have printed 10 first, but you have updated it to 11. So for that reason, I am writing like this. Here nothing is happening. You're directly printing. So previous value of x was 11. I am printing it as 11. Here also previous value of x was 11. I am printing 11. Then after that, I am updating it to 12. Okay, I hope good that you did the mistakes. Now write in the same fashion whatever I am doing. Now tell me what will be the answer. Chalo. Again, interview questions. All these are interview questions. Very good. Awesome. So good that you people understand this. Now, let me move on to the next question. Okay. Next thing. So similar fashion, you have all this is about post increment, right? Now let us discuss about pre-increment. Okay. Pre-increment. In the same question, let me continue. Good guys. So this is a commonly asked interview question. Now I am adding pre-increment. Okay, so here your value of x is 12. Okay, but now see the beauty here. First thing is you are adding plus plus, then printing x to that. Yes or no? Previously you are first printing it, then adding 1 to that. But now whatever x value is there, you are adding 1 to that, then printing the value. So what was the previous value? 12. For 12 you are adding 1, and after adding 1 you are printing x. So the answer I'm expecting it is 13 here. So similarly here I am again just printing x. So let me check what will be the output. So again what I'm doing is I'm doing plus plus x. So now type in your answers. Let me even before I run, just think about it and type your answers. Make it fast. You have your answers, right? You need to print 3 more. Okay, someone is telling it is 13, 13, 14. Okay, very good. Others, okay, very good. Let me run this once. Very good. So it is 13, 13, 14. That's it, guys. See, it's pretty simple. Now let me do one. Okay. Now, you in the previous session you have created a class called types of operator, right? Under that, we have left out this unary operator. Just add this and let us see. So this was the interview question asked in one of the interview company. I remember it as Value Labs. So if you are able to do it, good. Happy that you have already cracked on one interview question. Now slowly I'll be giving you one interview questions as well, whatever is there in the topic. I got only answers from Shafi Khan. How about others? Let me write it down. So first thing is I am incrementing, I am adding, then now the value is 11. Okay, very good. So I am printing it as 11, but updated it to 12. So here the latest value of x is 12 because I have 12. Now I am minusing, then I am printing 11. So here also it should be 11. That's what I assume. Then it should be 11, but in the back end the output of the answer is 10. Okay, let me check. So it should be 11, 12, 12, 11, 11, 10. 11. Let me check it out once. Okay, so it is every time 11 but one time 12. How come everyone is printing 10 at the end? I am printing 11, but but I am updating it to 10. So for the next time, if I'm printing it as X, I will see that the answer is this thing, but I have given only up to here. Okay. So the correct answer is this thing, guys. So it's 11, 11, 12, 11, 11, 11, 11. To the people who are thinking it as 10, let me rewrite this. So everyone please hold on for a second. So everyone please hold on. So those whoever have done mistake, please have a look at this. Okay. So first thing is I am adding 1 to that and I am printing the value. So the value is 11. Okay. Very good. Here I am printing the value of 11, but I am updating it to 12. Okay. So for that reason, the latest value of x is 12 here. I am printing it as 12. Now I am minusing one value. This is pre decrement. So first decrease the value, then so 12 minus 1 is 11. Okay, cool. So here again I'm printing it as 11. Here I am printing the value as 11. Okay, but I am updating it to 10 in the background. What I'm doing is first to blindly print the value. First time ikkada it is coming it as x. So I'm printing the value of x. Okay, so now restructure your answers. I'll be adding one more thing here. So let me update the value. It is to 5. Okay, now tell me the right answers, guys. Make it fast. Hope everyone understood this. If yes, give a thumbs up. It's bit confusing, but still. So I have updated the value of x as 5. Now tell me what is the answer. Very good, very good. Let me run it once. Okay, 667 666. Who has printed that 55655? Sadik, why do you feel that it is 5? 5? If you are going by mathematical logic, still you're wrong. So someone is feeling that okay, for 10 it was 11, right? Okay, first thing is you are adding one value to your 5 and printing. So the value of it is 6 now. Okay, everyone understood? Just give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please ask me now itself, guys. Everyone understood what is a pre-increment and post-increment? Very good, very good. Chalo, make it very, very fast. Write this down and we will move on to our other topic. So now do me a favor. Okay, once you are done with this session, right, change the number and assume what will be the values and check what will be your output. Okay, for the same piece of code. Now let me close this off. Okay, cool. Now let me create another called loops. Okay, what are the different types of loops available in Java? And the first thing is why we need a loop. So let me think in that way. Okay, so first thing is I am telling you to print okay numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, you guys told that he has given very simple task. I can do it just like that. Okay, let me create a method. So what Zaki told, he told to create a loop where it can print the numbers from 1 to what is that 5. Okay, now what you'll do, just 5 times copy pasting, right? Mm, very cool. Okay, so cool. I have created a static method. I am printing numbers from 1 to 5. Okay, very good. Simple. See, I have done. Now assume that I am telling you to write this piece of code in such a way that I want you to print numbers from 1 to 1000 or 1 to what is that, 1 to 10,000. Then comes the real problem, because your code will now contain 10,000 lines if you want to print 10,000 numbers. If it want to print 5,000 numbers, it is really difficult for you to write the same piece of code multiple times. Yes or no? Yes or no? So it's not that easy. So for that reason, what we can do is, there is one thing called loop. Loop is nothing but a same thing, repeating the action again and again in the same sequence. But there should be some condition, right? Okay, so run this piece of code for 1000 times, run this piece of code for 5000 times, run this piece of code for whatever it is, the number. Okay, so if you want to achieve, or if you want to make your Java to run a piece of code for a given number of fixed times, not infinite times. Given, even if it is 1 lakh or 10 lakhs or 1 crore, tell it, it will print it for you. But you need to tell at what point, at how many times you want to run this. How many times you want to run this. So if you want to achieve that in Java, we can achieve a piece of code to run repeatedly for a given number of times, or until unless a condition is met, then we can make use of loops. So we have different types of loops in Java. We'll go one by one. So the first one is the for loop. So let us try to understand what is for loop and how to make use of for loop. Given that you know exactly the count, I repeat the word, you know exactly the count, how many times you need to run the code. So you are already aware of that. Then make use of for loop. Make use of for loop. So let me create a method with the name called for loop. Okay. So let me see how a for loop works and how it will. So I'm doing some shortcuts. Try to see from the screen what I'm doing. So hope you guys are getting it. So it's pretty simple. What you need to do is, for a for loop, first thing is use the keyword called for. Keyword called for. So after using a keyword called for, then initialize the value. After that, check the condition. Check the condition. Then after that, you need to increment the counter. Okay, simple thing. Initialize, increment. So why I'm telling initialize, from where you need to start. Check whether the condition has met, then increment the counter. So we have learned increment operator. Like, for example, I'm telling you to print values from what is that, 1 to 5, 1 to 100, for example, for int I is equals to 1. Okay, this is the starting point. Check, so you were told to print numbers from what is that, 1 to 10, right? So check whether it I value is less than or equals to 10. Yes, if it is less than or equals to 10, then continue, increment the value. That's it. Pretty simple. So what I'm doing is system dot just typing CISO control space, I'm printing I. So first time what will happen, what is the value of I? It is 1. So it is printing the value as 1. But if you could see, we have learned something new right here. So I value is 1 in this case. Let me write it down. Okay, I value is 1 and the condition is true. I is less than or equals to 10. Now I plus plus, right? So for the first time it is 1, but after post increment it is 2. Yes. So now what will happen? I value got updated to what? I is equals to 2 now, because you have incremented it. 2 is less than or equals to 10. Yes. Again I am incrementing it here. So the value got updated to 3. Similarly, so this loop will continue like this till For example, assume this is 10. So 10 is less than or equals to 10, true. Again, the value got updated to 10, but this time it got updated to value as 11. So 11 is less than or equals to 10, false. So it will get terminated and it will not move ahead. Okay, what is happening in the background I have just written. Okay, we have used this increment operator, right? Okay, let me remove this. Now let me run this piece of code. Superb. See, you if I'm telling you to print without for loop, right, you need to write it for 10 times. If you want to print 100 times, for example, what you will do? You will no need to write 100 times. See, I have printed the values from 1 to 100, 1 to 100. So that is the beauty of your for loop. For loop is very simple and the most widely used one. And the most commonly used one is for loop. So what you need to do is first you need to initialize, put the condition, then increment. So how many values you want, you can make use of it. This is a simple syntax for your for loop. So here I am trying to print it, right? What I need to do is I assume that I am asking you to print your name also. Instead of numbers, I'm telling print the name Zakir for 15 times. What you will do, remove this, just type it out, run this out. Zakir will be printed for 15 times. Print Zakir for 12 times. Just give condition, update the condition. That's it every time. So it got updated to 12 times. Print Zakir name for 8 times. Okay, let me run this. So my name is updated to how many times? So plus 3 plus 3 6 7 8. Okay. So this is pretty simple and straightforward one. So that is the beauty of for loop. For example, I want to print Zakir at the same time the number at which it is occurring. I'll just give it as 1. Yes or no? See, slowly I'm making it complex. Okay, let me run this now. So Zakir 1, Zakir 2, Zakir 8 because still 8 I have given. Okay, so this is the beauty of your for loop. Let me remove this. Let me give it as I so that it is easy for you to understand. Okay, superb. So I hope you have understood what is for loop and why it is used. Just in case if you know how many times exactly you want to run, you can make use of for loop. Okay, cool, right? Everyone, just give me a thumbs up if you understood. Very good. Awesome, guys. Now let me do one thing in the same question. Let me add while loop. We have another loop called while loop. So Zakir, anyhow, I have this loop, right? What is that? For loop. Why again I need to use this while loop? I'll tell you. There are specific spaces or what is that conditions at which we can make use of based upon your code. Okay. But once we start off with our automation, you will understand it way more. Remember this. For now, I'll tell you. Okay. While loop. Okay, so now let me create a while loop. So while loop make use of is, so if someone is telling when to use while loop, if you want to run same piece of code till the condition is met. So once we start off with your automation, we'll make use of this while loop. Okay, so once the condition is met, once the condition is met, let me check it out. So while loop, right, this is, let me create a method with the name called while loop. Okay, see, I'm not writing all this. What I'm doing is just hover over my mouse. I'm telling Java, just go and create a method. Okay, I have created a while loop. So the syntax for the while loop is pretty simple. So first thing is check the condition. Check the condition. CONDI. So here there is nothing like increment operator. I was telling you, right? It will not. It will not. Once again, someone wants to join the session. Okay, here it will not. It will not run for given number of times. It will run till the condition is met. Okay, so that's the difference between for loop and for loop and while loop. So while loop checks for the condition. It will not know how many times like there is no particular increment operator or something like that here. It will just go and what is that, check for the condition. Okay, if the condition is true, then below that for loop you can write the piece of code, it will run. So it will check, it will run this piece of code, it will check is the time 5 p.m. Yes, again it will run. So till 5 p.m. it will run till 5 p.m. If I'm giving it as run till 5 p.m., just giving a layman example. Okay, so similarly we can achieve the same task of printing the numbers from 1 to 8 by using for loop. So the way we can do it is, so int uh, a is equals to 1, that is what I am giving, int a is equals to 1. So while for example, I want to print up to 10, right? While a is less than or equals to 10, okay, just to print this value. So what is that? Print a value. So now let me comment this out so that it will not run for loop. It will run only while loop now. It will run only the piece of code that is under while loop. That is under while loop. So let me run this. So is there any problem in the code? Let me check it out first. So here I am telling a as 1 and a is less than or equals to 10. So every time 1 is less than or equals to 10. Let me run this out. Okay, let me run this while loop. So what is happening, let me check. See, it is continuously printing 1. See, this is moving into a infinite loop. See my cursor over here. If you guys see, it is not at all stopping. Hey Zakir, what happened? Why it is printing only 1 and why it is not stopping? The reason why I have started off with this kind of error is most of the people will end up with infinite loop. So this is known as infinite loop because why it is running these many times, infinite times, until unless your battery gets drained out, right? It will keep on running. Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay, so how to solve this, what is actually happening? So let us try to understand that. Okay, let me stop this program or else my CPU usage will bump up. Okay, let me stop this. So if you could see, it has run one time, it is printing 1 for these many times. If I didn't stop, right, it will continue printing 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. What is happening, let us see. First thing is, please try to be with me guys. If you're not getting it, ask me the question now itself. So the value of a is 1. Very good. And what is the condition here? You are checking whether a is less than or equals to 10 or not. So a value is 1, that is less than or equals to 10. Yes, so this is printing the code. So what is the value of a here? 1. Next time again here it is coming. What is the value of a again? It's still 1, and 1 is less than or equals to 10. Again it is printing 1. So next time again it will come to this. So check the condition. So every time your 1, a value is 1 and it is obviously less than or equals to 10. So for that reason, let me remove this. If I am printing it every time the condition is true, right, and every time it is just going and printing 1. So in order to overcome this problem, let me do one thing. Array, I can do one thing, right? I can use increment operator. So first time it will print 1, but next time the value of a gets updated, right? So next time it will be 2 less than or equals to 10. Then it will print to 2. Again I am incrementing. It will be 3 less than or equals to 10. Okay, I think this will break my for loop. At one point, the way a value will get increased to 11. So 11 is less than or equals to 10. Okay, now it will stop the loop and it will come out of the loop. Okay, let me run this. So see, this time it has come out of the loop and this is printing only values from 1 to 10. For example, if you want to print anywhere between 8 up to 8, just give this thing. So this is based upon the condition, but here it is per particular iterations. If you know the exact count how many times you want to run, just go with this. In this case we can if you want to based upon the condition, if you want to run your piece of code, then go for the while loop. Okay, now once we start off with the automation, just if even if I forget, I'll try not to forget. Just remind me how to use the Zakir, you told that you'll be letting us know when to use for loop, when to use while loop, right? So I'll just remind me. So for loop is if you know how many times exactly you want to run. So while loop is if you know at what condition you want to break. So this is the syntax for while loop. Just give the condition, write the piece of code, whatever you want to run. Similarly, I can achieve something here. So I want to print one, then I want to print my name. Okay, let me run this. What will happen? See what is happening. First it is printing one, incrementing the value of 8, then it is printing Zakir. Again it is printing 2 Zakir, 3 Zakir, 8 Zakir, something like that. Okay, so that's the beauty of your while loop. Okay, I hope you understood the syntax and how to use the while loop. If yes, give me a thumbs up. I will move on to the third one. Very good, guys, very good. Okay, the last one, the most less used one, but still you need to know it, right? Okay, it's pretty simple. Okay, the only difference between while loop and do while loop is it is also if you want to run same piece of code till the condition is met. If you want to run same piece of code till the condition is met, then you can make use of do while loop. Hey Zakir, you're telling while loop and do while loop, you have written the statement exactly same. Then what's the difference between while loop and do while loop? Let me write one more point here. But this loop will run at least once. That's a simple difference between your while loop and do while loop. Okay, what I've written here, I'm telling you that this loop will run at least once. ఒక్కసారైనా. So it will run at least one time. It will run at least one time. But whereas while loop, it may or may not run at least one time, but this loop will run for at least one time. So I'll take an example and make you understand. So let me write it as do while loop, right? Mhm. Let me comment this out. I don't want to run this. So you know how I will create the method. So hover over it, create a method. So this is how we do. So it's pretty simple. The syntax is first to do something. Okay, first to do something, then check the condition. That's it, guys. So what will happen is at least one time this piece of code will get executed. At least one time. But in this case, first it is checking the condition, then it is going to the code whether to run or not. So assume that if you have given it as 11, what will happen? This piece of code will never run at, I mean, because at first time itself the condition is failing because 11 is less than or equals to 8. The condition itself is failing. So this will not run this. But whereas in this case, even if you give the condition like that, it is after performing this code for at least once. That's what I'm telling. So let me int I is equals to 1. So I am printing the value of I. So even I'm incrementing it. Okay. After that I am checking the condition. After that I am checking whether I is less than or equals to 8. Okay. Whether I is less than I is equals to 8. Okay. So first I am doing this, then checking the condition. Okay. Now let me run the do while loop. So all the other things I have commented out. So I have commented out for loop. I have commented out while loop. Let me run this. Okay, so I have achieved printing 1 to 8. Now let me do one thing. I is equals to 1, right? Let me take I is equals to 11. I is equals to 11. Now let us check. Even in this case, let me take it as I is equals to 11. So now what will happen? Let me check. So first thing is, even though I is equals to 11, it will run this piece of code at least once. Now it will check the condition. The condition will fail. So now what will be the, let me run it as a do loop and while loop. So think think once and tell me what will be the answer. Now what I'm doing is I'm running this piece of code and I'm running this piece of code, guys. Now hold on for a second and print what will be the answer for do while loop and what will be the answer for while loop. Make it fast, guys. Think it and tell me your answer. Make it fast. Everyone, it's pretty simple. So first thing is it is running while loop. Let me go to the while loop. Here it is. What is the value of a here? 11. Okay. Is 11 less than or equals to 8? Is 11 less than or equals to 8? No. So the condition is false. So this piece of code should not get executed. Okay. So for while loop, nothing will get printed. Now let me go on to the do while loop. So for the do while loop, int I is equals to 11. First, I am performing this. What I am doing? I am printing 11. After that, I am incrementing the value from 11 to 12. Now the value is 12. So again, even though if it is 11 or 12, this is not less than or equals to, this condition is not met. So only this piece of code will get run. Let me run this once and let me check it out. So it is printing only 11. Reason being, even though the condition is failing in the do while loop, even though the condition is failing in the do while loop, we are printing it at least once. So that's the only statement we have written. So for the while loop, if you want to run for a condition is met. For do while loop, if you want to run the same piece of code if the condition is met, but the beauty of the do while loop is this will run at least once. So that's about all these loops. Okay, we have now understood what is a do while loop, what is a while loop, and what is a for loop. Okay, chalo, I'll just give 2 minutes. I have a lot of tasks for you people today. Make it fast, guys. Try to create a class with the name called loops in Java and write the same fashion. Okay, for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Make it fast. So I'm not telling any notes because we are covering the notes here itself, right? Hope you understood what I'm talking about. If you have understood, just give me a thumbs up and try to write this piece of code. Make it fast. Chalo. We got 15 more minutes. We'll close this at 8:45. Chalo. I'll give 4 minutes for you people. Now I was telling, right, let us increase the speed and let us move on to our second gear. So all these days we were in first gear, right? Let us move on our speed to second gear. Make it fast. Done, guys. If you have completed, give me a thumbs up, please. No one? Okay. क्या कहते हैं? हाँ, कौन है कहो? है कहाँ बैठे दो इन्हें भी? अम्बडो, कोसा बाटी ला. कहो जल्दी. कोसा. अरे एक काम करो इधर सुनो. ओ तच आज कौन लेके जाती तुम्हें बोलो कौन बड़ा दिल करती आज. बड़ा दिल कौन कल लेके जाती तो नहीं कमाना अच्छा. वेरी गुड. चलो 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 जल्दी टाइम हो गया रे पड़े. So now, with the knowledge of for loops and with the knowledge of non-primitive data types, whatever we have done, right? Now, let us try to complete this task, whatever are present on your screen. Okay. The task for, okay. Mm. Let me see on the notepad. Okay. Everyone, just please hold on for a second. Everyone, I repeat, everyone, please hold on for a second. Just give me a thumbs up if you're stopping. Very good. Everyone, I want from everyone. Okay. So now what you will do is create a package with the name called task package. Okay. So all this Java learning is for the concept. So whatever concept you are running, whatever syntax you are learning, right? That should be present under Java concept. Okay. Java learning. So you know the syntax. Now all the interview based questions, whatever you'll be asking, right? I am telling you to create a package with the name called task, task underscore package. So under that, so now I have given you two loops task. So whatever task related to loop, I will be giving you today. So bye beta, create a package with the name called loops. Okay, loops underscore task. So I have created a package with the name called task underscore package, or just give it as task here. Why you want to rename it? Let me rename it. Okay. So give it as task. So under that I am giving it as loops. So whatever questions are related to loops, I am giving it here. So I am giving you four tasks right here. Task one. So what is the question here? So let me go to that. So the first task was this thing, right? Task one. So what is that? Create a non-primitive data type and 12 numbers, random numbers to it. So something like that, right? So write it exactly that way. Task 01. Just give the method. So write your piece of code under this. What is the task one? Okay. Right. This is the question. This is the answer you need to write for that question. Similarly, create another task. I have given task 2. Try to understand that. Create a method that accepts input as an integer and print the even number. Even number, I want only the even numbers. You know how to check whether a given number is even or not. Just check the reminder. You know, right? We have done one of the operator called modulus operator. Make use of that modulus operator and print it down. Okay. So what I'm telling is create a package with the name called task. Under that you should whatever topic I am covering, right? Today we covered about loops. I'll be giving task under loops. So similarly, we'll continue the same fashion. Clear, right? Just give me a thumbs up if you understood. Chalo, cool. So these are the tasks what we need to complete today. So let me see who will complete it. So this is your task 2, task 1. If you are done, share your output, share your screen, or share your answer in the, what is that? I think this is your task 1. This is your task 2. See, whatever I'm learning, right? Whatever you are learning is totally different from the real time. So I'm giving you all the interview questions. Slowly, we will take this. Okay. Whenever I'm telling take help from Google, don't copy paste this question out there. Okay. Think about it. You need to take help from Google only for whatever action I'm telling. So these are the list of the